Hey everyone. Today's topic, it's becoming increasingly more difficult for me to have faith in humanity. This is a realization I had actually on the way driving here to film, so it's a very spontaneous topic today because I was thinking about my faith in humanity and how it's kind of dwindled over more recent years because I've just had a lot more experience with people and observed behaviors of other people when out and about. I mean, I love people watching. That's often where my understanding of others comes from. I obviously studied a lot of psychology in my free time, but I often just people watch when I'm out and about, and I observe and see the patterns in human behavior because people often act in almost the exact same ways in the exact same situations. So after a while, you just start to look and learn little patterns of human behavior. And with enough years of doing that, it's kind of made me lose faith in humanity. And I don't mean that in the way of losing faith in humanity's odds of survival. I know some people use the term in that way. I don't care about that because humanity surviving, I'm not going to be here when that happens, so that's kind of a non-issue for me. I like to focus on things that can impact me in the here and now. That's not going to impact me at all. Just like when people talk about the sun eventually burning out, why do I care about that? I'm not going to be here. That's like billions of years from now. Who gives a crap? It's cool to think about, but I don't care. It doesn't affect me. So I'm not concerned about whether or not humanity will survive in the future. But I am concerned about whether or not most people are good. This is what I mean when I talk about faith in humanity. Whether or not I believe most people are actually good. Whether or not they're actually going to do the right thing because they know that it's right, even when nobody is watching. And after observing people for a long enough time, I've come to think that I'm not convinced that most people are good in that regard. What I've more so realized is most people follow the rules. And that's why there isn't widespread chaos in the world, because most people follow the laws. They don't want to deal with the punishments. But I thought about that some more and I realized, in my opinion, that does not make someone good. Following the rules, that's like the bare minimum. That's what's expected of you. That doesn't make you a good person if you just follow the rules, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's as low as the bar can be set, right? That's nothing special. So, yeah, I've come to realize what makes someone good is what I already mentioned, doing the right thing because they know it's right, even when nobody is watching. That last part, that's huge. The when nobody is watching part, because I'm just not convinced most people would do that anymore, because people aren't being raised to do that. They're not being raised to value that anymore. This is one of the main problems with Western civilizations nowadays. We've kind of gotten rid of a lot of societal things that basically pushed people towards being good. We had shaming things, like if you were doing bad things, you would get shamed by your elders and that sort of thing, so it would hold people accountable and make them want to do the good things. Nowadays, shaming is like a forbidden thing, I guess. We're not allowed to use that to try to teach people the right ways to behave and what behaviors they shouldn't do. So, I mean, even you get down to now we can't even shame people for making life choices that are really hurtful to their own health and odds of survival. You already know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, so it's weird. We're basically moving away from all these things we had in place. I would call them systems, but that's not really the right word. But basically, society was set up to steer people towards being good, even 100 years ago. But that's not really the case anymore. I don't know what exactly is changed. Maybe it's social media, maybe it's TV, entertainment industry. All those things have kind of made it so people they more so seem to pursue likes and attention, like that validation, more than they pursue wanting to be a good person, because that's what society is rewarding now. If you gain 1,000 likes on a post you make, it makes you feel good, right? It can go viral. It can make your career pretty much. You can become famous and make a lot of money doing that. So a lot of people are chasing that now. Society doesn't really reward you for doing the right thing when nobody's watching, because if you do that, nobody's watching, so there's no way to reward you for it, right? Do you get what I'm saying here? Because you'll have videos out there of people, influencers, doing the right thing, but they're getting filmed while doing it, and they're often doing it because they're getting filmed because they want to go viral with it. Like, there was a great example during the LA riots in 2020 of like this influencer who was pretending to help someone board up windows at a business, but she literally asked the guy before she started filming if she could like borrow his hammer or whatever, and then she had her photographer or boyfriend, whoever it was, film her, and then she pretended to hammer some nails, although she clearly didn't know what she was doing, and it showed. And she was basically doing all of it for attention, validation, for a viral video. She wasn't doing it because she knew it was the right thing to do. She was just doing it for that reward from it. And I've come to realize a lot of people are like that now. I'm not saying everyone is, but a lot are. And even beyond that, there just aren't many people who feel incentivized to do the right thing when nobody's watching, because there is no dopamine reward for it, and so many people are tied to that. They like feeling good about themselves. Very few people will feel good about themselves for doing the right thing if nobody sees them do it. That requires a lot of integrity and character, which many people are lacking, because as I said earlier, society isn't teaching them that anymore. So it's a big problem, and these are some of the main reasons why I'm beginning to kind of lose faith in humanity, meaning I don't actually believe anymore that most people are good, because I used to think that because I was mistaking being a rule follower for being a good person, but now I don't make that connection anymore, because as I said earlier, that's the bare minimum. You're expected to follow the rules and not break laws, right? That's why they exist. You have to do more than that. You have to do the right thing even when nobody is watching you, which means nobody can reward you for it. You can't get any recognition for it because nobody is there to see you do it. How many people out there are going to act in that way? Very few. So, yep, that's where I'm at. But anyway, this is kind of a long video giving you some insight into the way I think concerning this topic. I'm not trying to become jaded or make any of you jaded. I'm kind of just making this video to share my thoughts. I don't want to influence you guys in any way with it. It's just literally like, this is me making a diary entry, I guess, and you guys are able to see it with me. I don't know. But yeah, I am actively trying to not become jaded, but it's tough. It really is. I just don't see much evidence out there to suggest that most people will do the right thing when nobody's watching. So, oh well, it is what it is. All we can do with this information is just aim to, if you have or plan to have children of your own, just please, for the love of God, aim to raise them well. Aim to teach them these things that society no longer teaches. Aim to help them become good people who will do the right thing regardless of anyone watching, and just prepare them for the world. Prepare them to handle almost anything life can throw at them, because the world really needs that. The world needs more good parents, especially in today's day and age where it seems like single parents are just so common. There's an abundance of them, and that is not at all what any child needs. Having both parents around it's almost needed for their development, for them to come out good, and so many children just aren't getting that anymore. So yeah, there's a lot of issues going on here, so that's why we can't fix them all, obviously, but do what you can to, in your own way, make the world a better place, which means, yeah, if you have children or you plan to have children, raise them well. If you don't want to have children, then at least just aim to have great relationships with the people you hold close. That's about all we can do. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this subject. I hope you found this interesting. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm, and let me know your thoughts on this. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say as well. Do you have faith in humanity? What do you think on this topic? But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!